Good to go.
Welcome to the Perspective. I'm your host, the town, C-Towns, alongside Mr. Ed. We back.
Feel good to be back.
COVID is hit. I just recovered from COVID, so it's real. It's definitely real. But hey, man, let's get right to it. It's so much we didn't miss with sports. We got to start with the NBA.
Yes, a lot going on.
What's up with James Harden?
I don't know. And listen, I'm just saying now that all that spotlight is on him because of he's demanded a trade.
I thought he would have came back in shape.
Listen, I'm just saying from what I'm hearing, it was only a matter of time before he came at one point out of shape. They say, I'm just saying, this is just rumor mill, but they say he's often late. He don't show up. He parties in between when they have like 3 days between games. He hanging out, partying. He'll fly to Vegas, the same places you saw in those videos. I'm surprised he ain't been out of shape, or maybe they wasn't speaking on it. Now that it's, it seems like this situation at this time, all of what was going on behind the scenes that they were keeping hush hush is now out in the open. So he may have been coming in out of shape.
I would say, that's okay. Yeah. All the rumors, all that's fine. Yeah. But at the point that I want to get traded.
Sure.
All the heat and pressure was on Houston.
Yes.
I'm a Sixer fan. Come on now.
Yes.
I'm hearing talks. I'm coming to Philly. Bring him to Philly.
Yeah, I was loving it.
I see him out of shape.
You said,
what is that?
Listen.
We already complained to Joel Embiid coming in out of shape. What we gonna do with that?
Yeah. And
I feel like he had all the leverage.
Yeah. Like I said, that photograph that I saw, he was looking real pudgy. And then all the other stuff that started to come out. I mean, right now, somebody will take him, but not at the price that Houston was asking before.
So I just seen this question, and this is a big question because I know you're a Sixer fan like myself.
Yes.
Before, I was all for it. I don't know now, so I'm gonna ask you: James Harden for Ben Simmons, and I think it was 2 or 3 first round picks. How you feel about that now?
Not with what I've been hearing. Not because if he comes here with the same things that were happening in Houston, right? It'll get to it's just with the rumors, all the rumors that were being said. He'll be here a year, and then he'll be trying to go to management saying, I don't want to deal with Embiid. He gotta go. I'm just saying that's what they were saying.
I could see him and Embiid working out well, but he need to work out.
But
what is this?
Before Chris Paul got hurt, they were on the verge of beating Golden State. Right before he had a hamstring or a calf injury, whatever he had, they were on the verge of beating Golden State, probably going into the championship, and they may have won it. But that didn't stop him from the next year or the year after that. Just like, I don't want to play with Chris Paul anymore. I don't like Chris Paul is on him about and I'm looking at, like I said, this. Chris Paul ain't say this. I'm just
so if not Philly, where do you think he should go? I don't see him working out in Brooklyn. I don't see him work. Too many ball handlers. Not happening.
But Brooklyn is going to be in the same. I mean, Kyrie don't like other players that are good to be on his team.
You like KD apparently.
We thought he liked LeBron James at one point. Am I correct? They won a championship together.
But I mean, he didn't request for LeBron to come there. LeBron came there on his own. Took over.
And won him a chip. And he didn't particularly care.
I don't know. I don't know what Houston's gonna do.
They stuck with him. I mean, me personally, unless they're gonna give him away for a little next to nothing just to get rid of him. And how do you do? And how do you? I mean, because at this point, you know what they're gonna have to do. This is all seriousness. When the Sixers went to the championship with Allen Iverson, they tried to get rid of him too. Nobody would touch him. No, I'm sorry. I forget who the center was. He had a no trade clause, and he invoked it, so they couldn't trade him and they couldn't get rid of it. So that means they couldn't trade Iverson, right? So they had a decision to make. They couldn't trade him. The only trade partner they couldn't do it because the Sixers center at that time, I can't remember his name.
Was it Mutombo?
No. This was before that. This was before they went to the championship. But they did what they did was Larry Brown said, okay, well then we got to build a team around that can support him through his flaws, the flaws in his game. Right?
But I mean, he went through that in Houston already.
Huh?
James Harden had been supported over time and time again.
Those were, from what I'm hearing, those were players that he picked.
Exactly.
All right, well, we ain't talking about.
They didn't trade draft picks to get all these people.
Allen Iverson didn't pick those players. They said he missed a lot of shots. We'll get rebounders. They said he's not.
He didn't want a big man. They got rid of Clint Capella. They wanted to play small ball. They got Chris Paul. They got Covington playing power forward and center.
That was all.
Tucker playing center.
That was him.
Chris Paul too old. He can't get it done. They kick him out. They get Russell Westbrook. Last time I checked, Chris Paul showed out in the bubble. So what old CP3 we talking about here?
Listen, I'm telling you, from what I'm hearing, is all James Harden. You know, and the reason him and CP3 fell out was CP3 was on his heels about all the things that he been getting away with in Houston, coming to practice league, doing X, Y, and Z, whatever he's been doing, and not being in shape. And Chris Paul like, yo, stop it. And that, and the same, they say Westbrook, him and Westbrook went through the same thing because Westbrook like, yo, stop.
All right, let's change to a different one here. What team do you think has the greatest chance of knocking off the Lakers? Top 2 teams, 3 teams. Name somebody you feel is competitive against LA this year. I mean, granted, the Lakers had the best offseason.
That's if they went into the season with the same team, I would say maybe the Clippers, Golden State.
I'm mad Clay got hurt, but that's another story.
But that and that factors into it too. Because even if he hadn't gotten hurt, I still could say
Golden State.
But with the off season the Lakers had,
nobody's sticking out.
I'm just being honest with this off season they had. It's another chip. I don't think there's a team in the East.
Man, don't get Bron another chip, because that's a whole nother conversation.
Listen.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Listen, they had a very good off season, and Charles Barkley. Him and Charles Barkley had the thing because Charles Barkley doesn't like the fact that he thinks LeBron will go to a team and then try to load it with a lot of stars. But I mean, he
just mad because he ain't never won. That's all.
But he wanted out of Philadelphia when he had a good team that made the playoffs, but the team wasn't good enough to get past the Jordan and get to the championship. So he played this, he acted a fool, got traded to Suns, made it to the championship, still didn't win. But he went to a team that was better than the team he had because that had better players because he wanted to try to win the ship. All right,
now, unless injuries take happen, I got the Lakers winning.
That's
the Clippers. I ain't a fan. They're gonna have to prove me wrong.
Nah, listen.
Y'all, anybody that's been watching The Perspective knows I was a PG-13 fan. I like PG, but damn, that man was terrible.
Listen,
playoff what?
Yeah, I mean, but was the bubble a situation that like we can say what happened in there wasn't because of COVID, because of the bubble? What happened there was an exception to what would normally go on. What I don't like,
even
though this season is still not normal, what it's shortened, right? Yeah.
His recent interview that he did on All the Smoke bothered me the most was the fact that he didn't want to take accountability for nothing. Did you hear the comments? He blamed the coach.
I was going to say, that's why we have their coach now. That's why.
Now, don't get me wrong. Doc Rivers is overrated. He's not no top coach in my book at all.
Listen,
we're not finna do that. But
why is he a top coach?
Why isn't he?
Yeah, I'm just saying. What makes him not a top coach? He's won an NBA championship.
When he had KG and them boys in Boston.
Wow, as a coach going in the Hall of Fame, that all his championships were won with Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and the players they had on those teams. He built no team from the scratch up, and he went into those teams with those players.
I would give you that if he wasn't losing since then with the teams that he had.
He won't lose with us. He's gonna win. I'm picking the Sixers to win the East.
See that? I feel like that's fan talking.
No. The only other team
I'm a Sixer fan.
Right.
I look. Me being a Sixer fan, we going to the finals.
I understand.
But I'm gonna remove my fandom out of there, and I'm gonna say that it's not happening.
I'm taking my fandom away. I think there'll be a better defensive team, and I thought they were okay.
Better than
team.
what?
Huh?
Better as in what? Last year?
Yeah.
That don't make you a finals. That don't make you a finals contender.
Time out. I think they'll score more and defend
Again, that
better.
doesn't.
Well, the only team I'm really seriously worried about is the
Go ahead.
Nets, and I think that's gonna fall apart.
How?
Kyrie Irving don't like other people being stars on his team. 7-Eleven open all night.
First
gonna close.
First off, hear me out.
Right.
Kyrie Irving hasn't finished the season in God knows how long. If that man get hurt, and Kevin Durant is still there with all them supporting cast he has, Dinwiddie, LeVert, Harris, no, we're not doing this. Who's going to stop KD? You talking about the Sixers defense? Who's stopping them?
Come on, you can say that about any top level star in the NBA. They can't be stopped, but the rest of them dudes can be.
You know what would change my mind a lot more? If I see Ben Simmons shoot more threes and make them.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
That's what I'm waiting on.
That's not gonna happen. But I think they got enough 3-point shooters on the squad that we don't have to. Once again, they built a team around his flaw.
I feel like the West is better than the East.
Yes.
The East is just more competitive because it's not large gaps. Yeah. Like Giannis getting that contract, I didn't want to see him get that contract because I didn't want to see him stay in Milwaukee.
I mean, where'd you want him to go?
Miami.
They'd have been my pick. If he goes to Miami with the team,
Miami going to get. You know how much that builds up the East and then the finals. Like if you're gonna have Miami playing the Nets.
If he went to Miami with the team, now, like that's I think it's them and the Lakers in the finals.
He's not gonna win in Milwaukee.
No. You didn't see. I didn't name him as a threat in the East.
And the main reason why I say that is because it's not a knock on Giannis, but I feel like he needs to be taught how to play in the playoffs. He don't know how to play in the playoffs. He tries to do the same season crap he does, and that's not going to work.
Let's see what he do this year, though. Before we, but that's.
What do you mean this year? He make it sound like it's his second year in the league.
No. I'm talking about he's as a playoff to be on have a team.
He's been on the playoffs.
No, to have a team with the expectations of.
It was that last year.
That was 1 year. Now to see, like you said, he had to learn that you can't do certain things. That was my thing about the Sixers, even when they were in the playoffs with their teams. They would go into the playoffs and get kicked out because they didn't do anything different. The only person who stepped their game up, if you look at season to the playoffs, was Embiid. Like his season numbers and his playoff numbers changed. His playoff numbers increased, which is what you need when you're a star. But he was alone. Ben Simmons' numbers decreased because
the East is open. I'll say that. To me, it's gonna come down. The Heat, the Nets. I'm gonna throw the Sixers and Milwaukee in there, but I don't.
Who do you think? Who do you like out of them?
The Nets. Kevin Durant coming back is gonna be if he's healthy, it's gonna be a problem.
If he's healthy, Kyrie stays healthy.
Kyrie don't need to stay healthy for them to win. Now that's not a knock on Kyrie because Kyrie is a very good, is a great player. But Kevin Durant is just something.
I'm not saying that. If Kyrie is not healthy, that brings the Nets back down to that pack of teams you just said, and it's anybody's game. Kyrie stays healthy, KD stays healthy, and they get along, then they're the favorites.
Yeah, I'm hoping they play. I'm hoping they play the Lakers in the finals. That's my wish for this season.
That ain't my wish.
It is.
I'm sorry. Now my fandom has to come in. My wish is the Sixers and the Lakers. With the Sixers winning.
Before we change the topic, I just want to put this out there.
Yes.
I feel like I'm ready for the comment section on this because I feel like everybody took the bubble performance and tried to make that, say like that was some statement. Damian Lillard is a good player. He's not better than Steph Curry. I feel like that needs to be said.
No.
Damian Lillard is a great player.
He is, but no, he's not.
But the amount of disrespect I was seeing.
But he played well.
He a bad man.
He played well.
But it's Steph Curry. We're not doing this. We not doing this.
I mean, but that's
people. I see the comments. People saying, "Cat, no." All right. Here's some stats.
Go ahead.
Damian Lillard, his best season, 3-point shooting percentage was 40%, and it wasn't an 82-game season. Steph Curry shot over 40% the first 10 years of his career. We're not doing this. It's levels. It's levels.
Steph's also an NBA champion. He's also
I see the comment. I see the comment. Steph
also,
Curry had an all-star team around him. No, they were not all-stars in the beginning.
Yeah, no.
The first 10 years of his career, come on now. The Golden State wasn't nothing. I'm talking back when they was wearing orange and blue.
And listen, it ain't like Damian Lillard on a bum squad with no other players.
Oh no.
You know what I mean?
Again, it's no knock. It's like when I hear somebody say Jordan is better than LeBron. That's not disrespect, man. If you got LeBron at number 2 or number 3 greatest of all time, that's not disrespect. Damian Lillard, great point guard, top 5 in the league, but we all know who Steph is. And he gonna show it this year. Oh, you're the best point guard in the league. Who are you talking?
Who's better than Dame? Who do you think is better than Dame?
Who do I think? Steph Curry.
I know. Anybody else? So he number 2.
That's tough.
Now before I
don't even want to make that. I don't even make that decision right now.
They made down forward, right? He's no longer playing the point, right? He's a full-time forward. Dallas. He was playing the point, and he was.
Oh, you talking about Luka? Yeah, Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
He plays a 3.
He's a full-time forward.
They haven't run point though, but I wouldn't.
So we're not going to consider him.
That's like LeBron played point this year.
Okay.
I'm not making LeBron no point guard. We're not doing that. Or Ben Simmons.
All right. But I'm just saying here, triple-double machine.
But triple doubles don't mean nothing.
I hear you. You're right.
Russell Westbrook, ton of them triple doubles, but he ain't top 3 to me.
Really? Well, I mean, that's what I'm asking. Who do you have ahead of him? Just Steph? That he's number 2? Or?
Yeah, I would put Dame number 2 off of last year's performance. I definitely put Dame number 2. All right. Next topic we about to hit.